The case of Isaac Apodaca centers on the October 2022 death of 21-year-old Grace Jennings in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Prosecutors allege that Isaac Apodaca and his girlfriend, Kiara McCulley, planned and carried out Jennings' murder after luring her to their residence. Prosecution has relied on witness testimony, digital communications, internet search history, and forensic evidence to support their case. The defense challenges both the interpretation and reliability of key evidence. As with every criminal case, Isaac Apodaca is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law.
You're about to give us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury.
Yes, Your Honor.
Have a seat. If you'd begin by introducing yourself to the jury by stating your name and spelling it for our record, please.
Francisco Alvarado, last name Alvarado.
Ms. Murphy.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, sir.
Good morning. Afternoon, sorry.
What do you do for a living?
I am a detective.
Okay. With what agency or department?
Santa Fe Police Department.
How long have you been with SFPD?
September will be 6 years.
Okay. And you said you're a detective?
Correct.
Prior to becoming a detective, what was your rank?
I was a patrol officer.
Okay. And what was your rank and assignment in October of 2022?
I was a patrol officer assigned to day shift.
Patrol officer in which shift?
Day shift.
Day shift. Okay. And what are the hours for day shift?
It's 6 a.m. to 4 p.m.
What is the general scope and duty of a patrol officer?
The usual respond to calls for service, traffic stops, welfare checks. Pretty much anytime someone calls in to dispatch, patrol is the first ones on scene, or proactive patrols such as encounters, again, traffic stops, personal contacts, pretty much being a cop.
Being a cop. All right. On October 29th of 2022, did you respond to 5941 Jaguar Drive?
I did.
And what was the nature of the call for the response?
That initial call was labeled as an ambulance assist.
Okay. And did that information change as you were en route?
I believe not.
Approximately what time did you arrive on scene?
I believe the call was I arrived there about 1:44, 45 p.m.
And when you arrived, were you wearing your body-worn camera?
I was wearing it, but it was not on.
What do you mean it wasn't on?
It was dead.
It was dead?
It was dead, yes.
Okay. Can you explain that to the jury?
It's towards the end of the shift. We had a busy shift. My camera was operating through the whole morning, afternoon. It ran out of battery.
Did you intend for it to run out of battery?
Oh, no.
Okay. Who did you arrive on scene at 5941 Jaguar Drive with?
With K-9 Officer Alejandro Arroyo and now Detective Manuel Romero.
And once you arrived on scene, how did you begin to approach that house?
We met at the front of the house, and then we split up. K-9 Officer Arroyo went to the right of the house. I went towards the left of the house, considered more or less the east side of the house, and I approached towards a wooden gate.
Why were you approaching towards the wooden gate?
To see if I see anything, based on the call for service, if I see anyone screaming, yelling, pretty much cover more area. He takes the right side, I take the left, and we go on from there.
Okay. And as you approach that left side of the building, the gate, as you approach that left side of the building and the gate, what, if anything, did you see?
I saw a female coming out of a detached garage from the residence.
Okay. Do you recall what the female was wearing?
Black pajama pants with some designs and a black t-shirt.
Okay. From the time, did you see her as she was leaving the garage, halfway to the house, at the house? Where en route was she?
She was en route from the detached garage onto the main residence. Okay. Probably, I wouldn't be able to say approximately how many feet, but enough to where I could see her path. Okay.
When you saw her, what did you do?
I yelled contact.
What does that mean to yell contact?
It tells other officers that I came in contact with somebody. So usually they'll bring their attention towards me, or if I yell contact, most people will react contact, they look at you and they'll stop, and then we'll continue announcements from there, like please do not move or stop what you're doing, so on and so on. Okay.
After you yelled contact to your colleagues, what did you do?
Why I yelled contact, and this female she made eye contact with me, but she did not stop. She kept walking into the residence.
Okay. go ahead.
I hop over the gate.
Once you hopped over the gate into the backyard area, what did you do, or what did you see?
I went to the backyard of the residence, went to the back towards the main residence, and I looked at the doorknob, and that's when I observed what appeared to be blood on the doorknob.
Okay. And based on that observation, what did you do?
I kicked the door in.
Okay. Why'd you kick the door in?
The call for service, the female just ignoring me, going to the house, blood on the doorknob. I have exigent circumstances to attempt to make entry into the residence.
Okay. Were you concerned about anyone's safety?
Yes.
After you kicked the door in, or as you were kicking the door in, I guess I should say, what happened?
A female came out yelling at me.
Okay. And can you describe whether this was an older or a younger female?
Older.
Okay. Did you eventually learn that female's name?
Lonnie.
Lonnie. And as you were kicking the door in and she began to yell at you, do you recall what she said just in the moment that you're kicking in the door and she yelled?
She pretty much asked, what was I doing?
Okay. And after did you fully kick in the door? Did they open the door? What happened next?
No, so it's a door with the glass frame, like a middle frame. So I was able to kick in the window frame and she opened the actual door.
Okay. After she opened the door, what happened?
She's asking all these questions and I take a step back. I explained to her the reason why we were there and the reason we were trying to kick the door in. And she was frantic. I mean, rightfully so.
Sure. And was there anyone else nearby, any other civilians nearby?
Yes.
Okay. And where was that civilian?
Behind Lonnie.
Okay. And was this a male or a female?
Female.
Can you describe that? Was that the same person that had exited the garage that you saw en route to the house when you arrived?
Yes, it was.
Right. And did you learn that person's name?
Yes.
What was that person's name?
Kiara.
What, if any, action did you take with regard to Lonnie after she'd stepped out and Kiara after the door had been opened?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What, if any, action did you take once Lanny McCulley had stepped out of the house?
We pull him out of the house. At this point, communication with the call taker, the caller, I'm sorry, was no longer with dispatch. So we were kind of on a confused state of like, hey, this is over here, but we don't know exactly right now what's going on. It wasn't until the caller or someone called back into dispatch and advised us to check the garage.
And did you personally check that garage initially?
Initially, no.
Who did that initially?
K9 Officer Arroyo and Detective Minor Romero.
At any point, did you look in that garage?
I did.
What did you observe?
A lifeless African-American female. As soon as you step into the garage door, she appeared to be sitting down with her head tilt down. And then I could see some lacerations to her. And then as I made a look to the right, I observed a sword on a dresser covered to what appeared to be blood.
Do you remember the location of any of the lacerations on the female's body that you observed?
From what I observed, they were on her arms, her knees. I didn't fully get into it.
Did you just kind of peek in?
I peeked in and kind of the scene was a little intense, so I picked right back. I got out right away.
Okay. When you going back out and talking about the two civilians that were on scene, Lanny and Kiara, did you interact with did you interact with Kiara at all?
I placed her in handcuffs. Once the body was discovered, I automatically placed her in handcuffs.
Okay. Why?
I saw her come out of that detached garage, and there was no one else in the garage, or as far as we know, in the house. So my senses was placed in handcuffs and went from there.
As you were handcuffing her or interacting with her, did you notice anything on her body?
Yes.
What did you observe?
I saw her hands covered in Band-Aids.
After she was detained, did you do anything regarding the main house?
Yes.
What'd you do?
Myself and Officer Arroyo conducted what is called a safety sweep of the main residence.
Did you notice anything when you were doing the safety sweep?
That caught my attention, yes.
What caught your attention?
The washing machine was running.
The washing machine?
Yes.
Do you remember how much time was left on that cycle?
I believe it was 15 minutes.
Thank you. After doing the safety sweep with Officer Arroyo, what did you do next?
We exited the residence, and at this point, we started arranging transport for Lonnie and Kiara back to the station, and then obviously calls were made to investigations and pretty much preserve the scene at this time.
Okay. Did you personally transport anyone?
Yes.
Who did you transport?
Lonnie.
Did you interview her during that transport?
No.
After the transport to the Santa Fe Police Department main station, did you make contact with any other individuals related to this case?
Yes.
What was the familial role of the person you made contact with?
Say it again.
Who did you make contact with?
The victim's mother.
Thank you. Did you provide any sort of notification to the victim's mother?
I did.
What was the nature of the notification?
I advised that her daughter was deceased.
A moment, Your Honor. Pass the witness, Judge.
Cross-examination, counsel?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon.
Congratulations on your promotion. How long have you been a detective now?
Going on 4 years.
4 years?
It's been a while.
Also, let's see. So you were a patrolman in 2022.
Correct.
Okay. And so how long were you a patrol officer?
For about 3 years.
3 years. Do they call it Field Services Bureau here in Santa Fe?
I don't believe so.
Okay. That's what we call it down in Albuquerque. So they just call it patrol here?
Patrol, yes.
Okay. When you initially got this call, Is it called a dispatch? Do you get a dispatch through the computer? Did they contact you over the radio? How did they contact you?
It goes through dispatch, and then dispatch will dispatch officers available or to the scene.
Okay. And so how did you know who the caller was if you knew?
I didn't.
You didn't know who the caller was. Okay. And when you got there, you initially approached the residence, it sounds like you said from the left side?
Yes, more or less the right term, probably the east side of the residence.
It would be the east side, and that's where the gate was located?
Yes.
And as you approached the gate, is that when you initially saw the female on the other side of the gate?
Yes.
Okay. But the gate was still between you and her?
Yes.
And it was a wooden gate?
It was a wooden gate about maybe a little over my waist.
Okay, so
It was a short gate.
you got a pretty good view of her?
Correct.
And about how far away from the detached garage was she when you saw her?
I'm sorry, say that again?
About how far away from okay, let me just go step by step. You also saw a detached garage, correct?
Correct.
And she was somewhere in between that garage and you?
Correct.
About how far away from the garage was she?
She was closer to the detached garage than to the actual residence. I wouldn't
Okay.
be able to tell you feet or distance from there.
Did you see her carrying anything in her hands?
Not that I could recall.
Okay. But hands, you pay attention to hands, right?
Correct.
As a police officer?
Yes.
Okay, why is that?
Hands kill.
Okay. And, but you don't recall seeing keys in her hands?
I don't.
All right. And I just want to talk about that lock real quick. The way the garage door locks on the outside, can you lock it without a key, or do you have to have a key?
We had to use a key to get in.
Okay.
So I believe yes.
Okay. So yes, you would have to lock it from the outside with a key.
Correct.
Okay. And so you see her heading towards the house, but I'm guessing you don't see her go in the house at this point?
No, once I jumped the gate and approached the back of the house, there was no one in the yard, so she was right inside the house.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to slowly take you there. So you see her heading to the house. You lose sight of her. Is that when you jump the gate?
Approximately, yes.
Okay. And the nature of the calls would cause you to jump the gate, right?
Correct.
All right. And so you get around the corner, you don't see her. And when I say get around the corner, you get around the side of the house to the
Correct.
backyard.
Yes.
Right. And then you have a full view of the whole yard.
Yes.
So the garage is to your left and the house is to your right.
Yes.
So if this is east, then that would be south and north.
Yes.
Okay. And what do you see? You see blood on the door?
So I approached the back door, and there was what appeared to be smeared, dry blood on the doorknob.
Okay. And at this time, you had about 3 years of experience?
More or less, yes.
Okay. And so what did your head tell you at that point?
Call for service, call that someone had been killed at the location. I see someone that looks at me, and obviously I'm in a full marked uniform, walks away from me, goes into the house without any remarks of police being present. I see blood at the doorknob. My thought is someone dead inside or someone needing attention, medical attention inside? So my brain said, we have to get in there.
Okay. And that's why you kicked the door?
Correct.
All right. And with regard to what she was wearing at the time you saw her coming from the garage, was it different from what you saw when she came out of the house later?
No.
So it was the same clothing?
Correct.
Once you started kicking the door, you had testified that another woman came to the door. Had you ever met her before or seen her before?
No.
And you had stated that she seemed really surprised at that point in time?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And do you recall what she said?
Not verbatim, but pretty much on the basis of like, what are you doing? I mean, we are kicking their back door in, so I'm sure no one likes to have their back door kicked in.
Right. I can imagine. So we saw a video earlier this morning of an officer that was actually kicking the door, and I'm guessing that was you.
A few pounds ago, yes.
A few pounds ago, okay. And so there was two officers standing to your right, so they would have been east of you
Yes.
while you were kicking the door.
Yes.
All right. And you don't recall exactly what you identified this woman later, and her name was Lonnie,
Lonnie, correct.
and you don't recall what she told you?
She was yelling at me, and it's a high stress scene. So to recall verbatim, especially my camera being dead, it's kind of hard to go back to the actual. It's been 4 years,
Okay.
So it's kind of hard to recall verbatim what she said to me.
Okay. And when you say your camera's dead, you're talking about the body cam?
Correct.
It just ran out of batteries, or
Yeah, it was on the whole day, so it just ran out of batteries.
did you borrow somebody else's later on? Or?
No, I believe once I realized the significance of the investigation, I actually at some point asked Detective Romero to stay by me.
Oh,
So at least I had some kind of recording device.
okay. All right. So let's get back to the door. It looked like, so Lonnie then comes out at that point,
Yes.
but it looked like the glass was already kind of in at that point.
Yeah, my foot got into the glass, yes.
And once she comes out, what was her demeanor like?
She was surprised. She was, like I said, she was frantic. I mean, you have cops behind you kicking your door in, so she had no idea what was going on.
And had you guys lost contact with 911 at this point in time?
At this point, I believe, yes, we tried to re-engage with dispatch and see if there's further information, and I believe that's just the information that we had.
And this Lonnie was not carrying a phone, right?
No.
Okay, and then you said another person came out behind her, that was Kiara?
Correct.
And what was Kiara's demeanor like?
Unfazed, like nothing had happened, very calm, cool, collected.
Okay, and let's go back to when you saw her walking away from the garage. What was her demeanor like there?
Unfazed.
Did you order her to stop?
I don't recall. I yelled at her after I said contact. I can't recall exactly what I said.
So when you said contact, you're advising the other officers that you're making contact with someone?
Yes, and I yelled it. I mean, and she looked at me, and she ignored me and walked away from me.
Okay, so she made eye contact with you and then kept moving?
Yes.
All right. So she comes out, she's kind of calm, you said, and who then tried to open the garage door?
So at that point, we lost communication with dispatch. We were kind of like, well, figuring out what's going on. Dispatch advised they had someone on the line to set and advise us to check the detached garage. At that time, Lonnie was very helpful, and she gave us the keys to that detached garage. I got those keys, and I handed them over to Officer Arroyo.
Okay. Do you recall where she got the keys?
I believe inside the residence.
So she went back in?
I believe so.
And is that based on reviewing your police reports? Is that just pure memory right at this point?
It's, let's say I have my camera, so it's pure memory, and then what's on my report.
Okay. So she went back in, then came back with the key, and Arroyo is the one who opened it?
I gave the keys to Arroyo, and I stayed with Lonnie and Kiara, and Officer Arroyo and Minor Romero are the ones that made entry into that detached garage.
Okay. Now, while you were standing there with Kiara McCulley, Miss McCulley, what was her demeanor like then?
With Kiara or?
Kiara.
She was unfazed. She was calm.
She was still calm?
Yes.
Had you cuffed her at that point?
No.
So I'm guessing you cuffed her as soon as they came out and told you what they found inside, meaning the other officers?
Yes.
And while you were cuffing her, is that when you noticed the Band-Aids?
Correct.
And how many did you notice, if you recall?
More than one for sure, but I don't recall the number.
And in your training as a detective now, have you had to investigate cases that involved stabbings?
Yes.
Is it common for the perpetrator to stab themselves by accident or cut themselves?
Objection, Your Honor. Foundation, 702.
Go back and lay a foundation for
Okay.
the question.
What kind of training have you had with regard to investigating sharp object crimes?
I was a violent crimes detective for over 2.5 years. I've investigated stabbings, shootings, homicides, all within either sharp objects, gunshots, so on and so on.
And even in when you're training at the academy in and of itself, they teach you how important it is to know and be aware of knives, right?
Yes.
In fact, I think I don't know if they still do this, but they used to instructors would walk around and run up on you with a knife to make sure you're paying attention, right? Do they still do that?
Not exactly, but they do some kind of knife drills and then some close distance stuff, or how fast you can close distance, how dangerous knives could be as any other weapon.
Okay. And is there any specific type of training that you take with regard to investigating sharp object crimes?
I have not.
How about when you're doing the general homicide training? Does it include knives and guns?
Yes.
Okay. So how many hours do you think you've experienced either investigating or training with knives?
Probably hour-wise, I don't know, but some hours, yes.
Okay. And so based on all that training experience, is it your opinion that people do cut themselves by accident when they're engaging in criminal conduct that involves a knife?
Yes.
And do you think that might have happened here?
Objection, Your Honor.
I'll withdraw, Your Honor.
Objection sustained.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay, so you saw a couple of Band-Aids on her, and then after the other two officers, that was Arroyo and Romero, they came out. Did you stay with Miss McCulley that entire time?
No, I switched places. I can recall it was with Romero or Arroyo, and it was a very horrific scene. So it was a little. I switched with one of them to see what they meant, because all I heard one of them say, "Hey, there's a body inside." So to me, I just wanted to know what they meant by a body, because I even asked him on cameras, like, "What do you mean by a body?" Once I went inside and confirmed what they meant, that's when I came out and placed Kiara in handcuffs.
Okay, were you the primary officer on this?
From the patrol side, yes.
Yes, okay. So when you're the primary, you have to make decisions like that. When somebody says there's a body, then you got to figure out what's going on?
Yes.
Okay. And that's why you put her in cuffs?
Yes.
Because you have a possible homicide or whatever?
I have a dead body, yes.
Okay. And did you put Lonnie in cuffs as well, or just Kiara?
At that time, I didn't place Lonnie in handcuffs.
Okay. And tell us why you placed Kiara in handcuffs.
She's the female I saw coming out of the detached garage where a lifeless body was found.
Okay.
So to me, it gives me the belief that she came out of that garage and she has some involvement.
Okay, thank you. And so then you go back into the garage to check it out yourself,
Yes,
right? And you had stated you saw Miss Jennings lying on the ground, well, sitting up on the ground, right?
she was sitting in a very tight space, yes.
Okay. And I don't want you to go through those details, the gruesomeness of it. I don't think it's necessary at this point. But you did see a sword.
I did see a sword.
And can you describe that sword for the jury?
I'm not a sword guy, but it's pretty much like what you see in like in medieval movies, like, I don't know, like Lord of the Rings types things. Like it's a large sword with the handle and like the little wings and covering what appeared to be blood. So it was like it's an actual sword.
Okay. And was the blade pointing towards you, like towards the door, or was the blade pointing away from the door?
Well, I can't recall.
And how long do you think it was?
I'm sorry, what?
How long do you think it was?
3-4 feet. It was, from what it looked to me, it was a sword. It was a large sword.
Okay. I'm not a sword guy either. That's why I'm pestering you.
Ask me about a gun, I'll tell you.
Okay. Well, we don't have any gun questions. Okay, with regard to that evidence, so you see the sword, right? But you don't touch it, right?
No,
Okay, and there's a reason for that.
of course.
And that reason is because you don't want to mess with evidence.
Absolutely, yes.
And you know, as a patrol officer at that time, there could be fingerprints on it,
Yes,
and there could be DNA evidence on it, right?
yes.
So you never touch it,
Never touch it.
and you don't let anybody else touch it.
No.
So wherever, and then somebody comes and collects that evidence at a later time.
Yes.
And who would that be?
Our crime scene technicians.
And they're trained to pick that stuff up properly, right?
That's their job, yes.
Okay. And when I say properly, they try not to contaminate it when they pick it up.
The way they do their training, they do their investigation a certain way, and then I don't know exactly what steps they take, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty clean.
Okay. But your job there is to make sure that that weapon is not touched and not messed with so that it can be picked up in the shape it was found in
Correct.
and not tampered with.
Correct.
Okay. And you had stated that there was something about a washer. You saw a washer running?
At the main house.
Oh, that was at the main house.
Correct.
And you observed that after the three of you went in to clear it?
Yes.
And where was it in the main house, if you recall?
So I just walk in, you have a main area, the living room, clutter, and then there's, I believe, a kind of like an open hallway to the left, and you look left, and you have your washer and dryer.
And you looked inside of it?
No, I didn't open it was a clear, like a clear window.
Gotcha.
I couldn't tell what was inside, just there was items inside the washer.
And was there any stuff laying around the washer?
Not that I could recall.
Did you see any blood in that area?
No.
Okay, let's go back to Kiara for just a minute. Did it appear as if she had taken a shower? Was she wet?
Yeah, to me, it looked like she had just showered,
Okay.
or within the time frame.
Can you explain to the jury what you mean by that?
Yes. We all know what it looks like when you just come out of the shower and you're clean, like you just feel like you showered. To me, it appeared that she had just felt like she showered. I'm not gonna say her hair was wet or like she was dripping. It's just she was very clean. And even when I cuffed her, her hands were soft, like she has just showered and taken care of herself and all those things.
Okay, thank you. And just to be clear, no other additional bodies were located on the residence?
No.
Okay. Did you guys secure the scene with evidence tape? Your team?
I did not. I don't know who did that.
And do you recall how much time was left on the washing machine?
About 15 minutes.
I may ask you just a few random questions here, and then I'll wrap it up, okay? Oh, you transported Lonnie McCulley over to the police station?
I did.
And did she talk to you about anything?
I believe the only thing
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
It's just a question. I'm not going to ask him what she said.
You can answer the question. If she did, don't repeat anything she might have said.
yes.
Was she still mad at you?
She was calmer.
She was calmer?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and with regard to Mr. Apodaca, you know that he was taken into custody at a later time, right?
Yes.
To your knowledge, did you have any keys to that garage on him?
Objection, Your Honor, outside the scope.
Establish a basis of knowledge if you guys know. Objections overruled.
So during the course of this call that you went on to, did you discover any other names like Isaac Apodaca as a possible suspect in this incident?
Yes.
How did you find that out?
Speaking with detectives and other officers on scene.
Okay, so other officers were doing investigations and they shared information with you?
On the scene, yes. I was aware we split up and there was another male involved and later identified as Isaac Apodaca.
Okay, and did you find out anything else about Isaac Apodaca?
No.
Do you know who transported him?
No.
Did you go to the police station?
Yes.
Did you see him there?
I don't recall I did.
Did you ever see any keys on him?
If I didn't see him, I didn't see any keys.
Okay, that's fair. Give me just one second. Okay, just wanted to clear up a couple things with you, Detective. With regard to the blood, I'm not sure if we got this out clearly. There was blood on the main door to the house, right?
Appear to be blood on the doorknob of the back door of the house,
The back door of the house?
Yes.
On the doorknob?
on the doorknob.
And what about the garage?
I didn't see any blood on the garage, like from the door, no.
Okay. And when did you notice that your camera wasn't working?
Once I got on scene,
So how'd you figure that out? You pressed it and it didn't turn on?
exactly.
Okay, so you weren't aware of that until you got there.
Yes,
So with some of the counties, as the officers are approaching the calls, that the cameras automatically turn on. Do you use Axon or do you use a different kind?
it's Axon. Yes,
So you have to physically touch it yourself?
correct.
Okay, does it warn you when it says it's running out of juice?
I have it on stealth mode, so it doesn't make any noise or any sort of notifications. So no.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Redirect.
No, Your Honor. We'll reserve this witness, though, out of an abundance of caution.
You may step down. Don't discuss your testimony with anyone. The attorneys will stay in touch with you and let you know if you need to come back.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Additional testimony or evidence on behalf of the state?
This concludes today's proceedings in State of New Mexico versus Isaac Apodaca. The trial continues as both the prosecution and the defense present evidence, question witnesses, and make their arguments before the court. The case has not reached a final verdict, and Isaac Apodaca remains presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Stay tuned for continued coverage of the proceedings and future trial updates.